Topics podcast. Press start, turn it up, let the good times last. Mario, Zelda, memories unlocked from retro to now. Yeah, we love Nintendo talk. We debate, we laugh, we level up the vibe. Nintopians unite, yeah, you're part of the tribe. Every week, every topic, let the fun never stop. It's the Nintopics podcast.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. Hello, cast members. You wonderful people, you. We're just going to jump right into it. Y'all ready?
We are. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So shout out to the chat. So what is up, our Nintopians? You successfully launched the show that brings the hype and fixes the canon. We promise you fully evergreen content, meaning this show is always fun, always relevant, and never justified, because we don't do that. And our mission, and here is your mission. If you love the show, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you find your audio gold. And right here on Mike Odyssey's YouTube channel. We drop the blue shell every single week. Don't get KO'd. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And I missed my spot. So, all right, grab your mushroom and your master sword. Press start. I promise I passed third grade, y'all. I promise I did.
Well, obviously we're getting the master sword, right? But we can only get one, though, Joycey. So we probably need to fight against each other to see who's going to be carrying the master sword, you know?
What if I have the master sword from the past and you have the one from another time?
That works.
And then
that will work.
And then we fuse a piece of meat to it.
Yeah. So, quick question: the master sword is the very beginning, right? Throughout all times, it's the same master sword.
Yeah, technically,
yes.
It is created in Skyward Sword. That's where everything starts. But some Zeldas, you don't even have the master sword. Some of them, but most of them have the master sword.
Yeah.
Now, is it just the art style that makes
That's
the
interesting? I like it.
Grow in size and shrink, or does it fit to the rightful owner, such as Wind Waker Link, the sword being smaller for him? Is that an art style making it look smaller, or actually did it decrease in size to fit him?
Or
it adapts to him, maybe, right?
Actually smaller in this particular memory of the Wind Waker, because I have a theory that it's all the same story, just told by different people. That's why it's a legend.
Who knows?
It's a legend. Yeah.
So I feel like it's the same story.
I'm waiting for the. I'm waiting for the zoom out, and then we see an old man saying like, and that's the legend of the Legend of Zelda. And then all of a sudden we see a little kid, and that's like the next child Link that the great grandfather is telling the legend of the entire story to.
Can I say something? I gotta say this. Y'all know we ain't safe with Zelda topics. We just have to start talking about it. But I gotta say this. One thing that I would think would be so lit if anybody at Nintendo asked my opinion. I would love for the movie to be a trilogy, like Mike has explained to us, and it'd be this huge thing. And what's the young man's name who's playing Link? I forgot his name. Oh my goodness,
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Thank you. That's right, Bo and Benjamin. And I would love for Benjamin to just really break out this role and everything, and it'll be great. And it'll be like this huge, great classic. It could even, whether it's a big movie or even a great cult classic, like Twilight, Back to the Future, those movies. And then 40 years when we're all, at the 90s assisted living facility, still playing Switch and having console wars. Another Legend of Zelda movie comes out. And at the very end, I would love it to be Benjamin when he's older. And he's like, and that's the legend. You know what I mean? Or something like that. I would love the heck out of that. I would so love that.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's an awesome idea. That would be awesome. Like passing on the torch, or the Master Sword, not the torch.
Well,
But
technically that
today's lead for
illustration.
our main podcast.
Uh-huh.
Are
What,
we having a
Lily?
delay again? The delay? Are we having a delay?
Yes,
Yeah,
you,
the-
you
we
have
are.
a
The audio?
delay. So what I was gonna say is that illustration
You have
that
a
you
delay.
a very iconic, very iconic illustration, where it's Link from the original Link that everybody knows is carrying the sword and passing it on to Link with the blue tunic. That was intentional. That was intentional because not a lot of people. Because I know, Mike, that you were saying like, oh, why is Link wearing that weird green hat? Well, that is canon. I mean, that's the way it should be. However, a lot of people are going to get confused, and that's why they thought about that illustration. So it's passing out the torch, but instead of the torch is the Master Sword. That's exactly what that means. Very, very touching, very beautiful. I
Yeah.
actually really like it.
Yeah, I don't mean the hat is weird. I mean that the animation was weird for the game. I was looking at the animation. It looked like he had. Do you know Majin Buu? One of his Majin Buu's like transformation where he has that long tail at the end of his head. I know Paul knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And so like he goes like that. It looks like a. So that's what I wasn't referring to the color of the hat or even the hat. I'm just referring like more to the animation of the hat in that particular game. Like, oh, it looks kind of weird. It looks like
You haven't seen the
he has
Sora
like a
armor?
tail on his back of his head.
Yeah, that's the Sora armor too. It's actually a Sora tail on the back. It's very weird.
We're talking about the one for Twilight Princess.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the podcast today. Today's episode is led by none other than the Queen, Joycey J. But before we start, we have to introduce the all-star cast, right? And we're going to do things a little different today because for those of you who are watching this pre-recorded, we just had a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase in what was it, yesterday? It was yesterday, right?
Yes.
And so what we're gonna do, instead of saying what we're gonna play, we're gonna highlight what we liked about the showcase yesterday. And then, and if you're listening to this pre-recorded, then that's just a little pointer for you to pick up that game or to check it out, right? And so let's go ahead and start with Paul. Paul, how are you doing? And then and then tell the audience what were your highlights for the partner showcase yesterday?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I thought that the partner showcase was really good. It might not have given us that like 1 megaton brand new exclusive Nintendo third-party crossover game that, gosh, we were dreaming of, fantasizing over. But even looking at this list, there was a lot that I did enjoy. I thought that Indiana Jones getting a release date and getting to see the Nintendo Switch 2 version of was really exciting. The amiibo reveal of how they were going to look like from Resident Evil Requiem was nice. Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 was nice. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, and I'm playing through Remake right now. So even though I own Rebirth, like I do Remake as well previously, seeing that Rebirth footage on Nintendo Switch 2 was really nice because it is a more ambitious, bigger world game. So seeing it, even if it was for a minute, running and looking so nice was cool. Turok Origins, I'm an old school Turok fan back on the Nintendo 64 with Turok 1, 2 Seeds of Evil, 3 Rage Wars. Those were some good times. So, again, not a brand new game because in some capacity we knew it was coming out, but it will be new when it comes out on Nintendo Switch 2 alongside every other version. So that was fun. Pragmata, which also had a demo drop that day, looked really nice. And we heard from events also positive things about it. Monster Hunter Stories 3 also. And then there were some other titles that I was like, you know what? Even if I'm not necessarily going to buy this, I know that people out there are looking forward to blank game. So I'm kind of happy for their happiness, And I thought overall, a solid B Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, around 33 games, if I'm not mistaken, while I was watching. And yeah, those are my top several, I guess, which means despite not having that one giant brand new exclusive title, quite a bit of variety. That was cool.
All right, awesome. Sorry about that, guys. I was
That's
because I have two setups. I have my computer back here. This is where I edit my videos. This is my live stream setup. I was taking the cable from the internet, the hardwire, and then adding it to this desk because I noticed that the delay was coming from me. So
yes.
So it's better now because now I can hear you guys and you guys can hear me better.
Yes,
So,
that's great.
Now the computer is hardwired to the internet instead of Wi-Fi, so it's actually good.
Cool.
All right, thank you for sharing, Paul. Lily, how are you doing today? And what was your highlight from yesterday's presentation?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And I would say I got very excited when they announced that we're getting a free upgrade for Hollow Knight. So
Nice.
I think it's a great chance for me to get back to it. Also, I was I'm very excited for Resident Evil Requiem all the time, but I'm just not too sure if I'm gonna be getting that for the Switch. But overall, like the Nintendo partner showcase, I think it was packed with a lot of games that are coming out to the Switch too.
Yeah.
The only thing is that I feel that they're lacking a little bit of games that are upcoming games. They were announced already for whatever platform out there, but they just announced that it's going to be available on the Switch too, which is kind of the big highlight, right? But for example, Dustbloods, I will really love to see more of that, but I know that that's kind of it's going to be native or it's going to be developed exclusively for the Switch too, and that is from Software. So I think it's also a partner. So I was expecting to see something like that, but because we haven't heard anything about it, and I think it only lacked a little bit of upcoming titles or new titles, and not the ones that we know already that are coming out. I think the other highlight would be Indiana Jones. I think that Bethesda coming in and Fallout and all of that. I think that it's great that they're adding it to as a partner and everything. But I still feel that Turok was the one that I loved the way it looked. I'm not sure if because it was kind of developed or adjusted for the Switch. The other ones are more like they kind of downgraded it for it to be, for it to be available on the Switch too. And they were struggling. The games are struggling, and I see why that happens because they never thought that it was going to be available on the Switch too up until now. But I think that they need a little bit of work. But if you're a handheld, a portable kind of person that likes to play handheld, I don't think it's going to bother you that much. But but I'm not. I like to watch my games and play my games on a big screen. So at least for me, I'll be passing on some of the titles. But that's all I can say. But overall, I think it was a good partner showcase.
Yeah, you made some good points. Thank you for sharing. All right, Joyce CJ, how are you doing? And first thing, I love the hat. Of course, I have to love the hat because look, I'm also wearing. Look at that.
Twinsies.
Matching again. And what are your thoughts on yesterday's partner showcase?
It's not really necessarily cold, but this is the only place I feel like it's appropriate to wear my beanie no matter what time of year it is.
For sure.
So thank you for accepting me and all my Zelda-ness. So I enjoyed the direct. But my biggest thing is no matter who's saying what, even if it's someone reliable or whatever, always take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be at work anyway, so I'll have to kind of sneak in and watch if it's a real thing. We find out it's a real thing and it's great. There are certain games that I thought were cool, like Final Fantasy, but the one I was waiting for was Adventures of Elliot.
Ooh.
Adventures of Elliot is basically like a Link to the Past remix.
Wow.
And it reminds me of, Zelda. And I already played the demo like a few weeks, I think, after it originally came out. There's a lot of things that it looks like they changed.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for. So that was enough worth it for me. I know there were a lot of games, and there were some people who weren't very happy with it, but I just kind of look at it as, well, we're less than a year into the Switch 2, so I think people were thinking it was going to just be nonstop AAA banger after AAA banger, and there was a nice little mix of things. And some games are a little bit older, but I'm like, it's new to me for somebody who only owns a Switch. You know, I don't have a PlayStation. I don't want a game on my PC.
Right.
Well, not game like this. I do have like, you know, a Steam account, and you know, we got a couple finger points and visual novels, but not a controller-based gaming. So for me, I was very pleased. But I also guess when you go in with no expectations at all, you can't really be disappointed.
Exactly. There you go.
So-
There you go. You're right. You're 100%
But
right.
I do have a question for everybody here too. Is it just me, or I don't know, just the hair bugs me a lot. Like the way it looks, the way it moves, like the physics of the hair. That's really what bugs me. Like a lot of the titles, I feel like even Pragmata was like, is it just me, the one that's going crazy? But I don't really like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some developers put more effort into the hair than others, and especially when everything else looks great, but the hair is all crispy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's I don't like that, honestly, and I think that's the reason why I'm leaning more towards of getting Resident Evil for my PlayStation 5 versus my Switch.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, I see what you
okay.
mean. I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Because when you
I'll
see
be very
you see the trailer for PS5 and Xbox
Yeah.
Series X, and you see how the hair looks good in the waves and everything like that. But then when they pull it over, they have to cut some areas, and the hair's like all crispy, like they had gel and it's frozen.
Exactly, that's the way it looks, because it doesn't have that kind of you know that normal kind of physics moving
Flowy.
around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Here's my thing. Personally,
Mhm.
since you have a PS5, Lily, I would suggest anybody who owns another system or is thinking of owning another system, I will tell you to buy those games on the
Yeah,
quote
for
unquote
sure.
better system.
I agree.
But me, and this could be me just not paying attention to detail, but
Yeah.
to me, in the trailers and stuff, it looks exactly the same. One of my things about some of the hyper realistic games is that everybody looks stiff
Yeah.
because it's more human like. The average human can't just like Zelda, you're going to climb all the way up the mountain and then sprint to the shrine. The average human doesn't really look like that. So that's why they all look stiff to me. And so when it comes to the hair, I'm like, isn't that the way it's always looks?
I mean, we're used to it as Nintendo fans. We're used to it. You know, we're kind of like, you know what can you do?
Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's because I'm spoiled of watching the other trailers.
Yeah, of
You know what?
course.
And when you started mentioning that, Joycey, have you seen those memes where they recreated all those iconic scenes from Disney princesses?
Yes,
Accurate.
I've seen a couple.
Super funny. Like, you know, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty sleeping and having like all her makeup smudged because she's sleeping. I mean, that's the way it
Yes.
should be, right? Like in reality, but it looks like it's just hilarious. It's just
She has
amazing.
no eye crispies or anything.
Real
Like,
life.
what the heck? You're
Right,
not even
right,
getting
right.
REM sleep.
So
Yeah,
realistic.
that's not how it works. But yeah, I see your point. But in my case, I feel that that's because I have the other consoles. But absolutely,
Yeah.
if you don't have a PlayStation 5 or another console or a PC,
Uh-huh.
then absolutely it looks great. It's something that you can definitely take advantage of, because if you were kind of holding back on getting those games because you didn't want it to get a PlayStation 5, well, guess what? If you have the Switch too, then you will be able to play all of those other games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
That's a
I-
positive side.
I personally enjoyed the partner showcase, and I think I know Paul understands this part. Like when you start talking to developers behind the scenes, and you kind of know how hard they work, you kind of start seeing, presentations like this in a new light. For example, there were a couple of indie games that made it to the partner showcases. For them, it was like a huge deal them to be there in front of so many people. And so I'm like, you know what? If you find one game that makes you say, "Hey, I'm gonna buy it," then you won already. You've already won with that one game. And even more with a couple of games. And so I personally saw a couple of games that I'm thinking of picking up. The chat was also while we were live streaming it, I saw that a lot of people were like, "Man, my wallet's gonna not gonna like this." And so if you go into a Nintendo Direct partner showcase, by the way, and you find a game or two that you love that you're gonna pick up, that's a win for you. That's the win, right? Sometimes we're just kind of we like to go with the flow, and I understand that's kind of like how the things go when when content creators out there, including myself, sometimes we have high, sometimes over unrealistic expectations, and we start predicting things. Then we kind of hype the crowd up, and then when we don't see those games, then it's kind of, oh, that direct didn't. It wasn't this, it wasn't that. Like, I mean, it wasn't really, or was it? We had unrealistic expectations going in, right? And so I think that it's important for us to know rumors are rumors. Okay, somebody said this, somebody said that is not confirmed. Don't even take it with a grain of salt. Just look at the bottle and just put it to the side. And leaks can only come from the source. A leak can only come from a source. Nintendo leaked something. A Lego Zelda statue got leaked. We see the image, whatever, But so whenever you go to into a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, at least Partner Showcase, you can have more expectations for a general Direct first party than a Partner Showcase or an Indie Direct, right? Just kind of lower them to make sure that when you go into them, you enter them with this sense of discovery, right? Don't go expecting things. Go into it with, you know what? I'm going to find a new game that I'm going to love, and that's going to be my new favorite game for this year. And when you go into that like that, and you see, wait, that first game that looks like a cartoon looks amazing, looks awesome. It's a brand new game, brand new title, and you'll never be disappointed. Never, And so I loved it. I think it was a good presentation. I saw a couple indie games there that from developers that I recognized. Oh, that's so awesome! They made it to the Partner Direct. That's very cool. And I felt pride for them. Like, yeah, I'm so proud of them. They made it this far on a Nintendo big stage and all the success to them. And so it was great. It was awesome. I give it a good. Good. We got excellent, we got good, we got mid, and we got bad. I give it a good. And so those are my 2 cents. But today we have a special podcast that's going to be led by none other than the queen right next to me, right here. Queen right here. Joyce, Jesse, what are we doing today, Joyce? What are we doing?
Man, we have got to talk about our biggest gaming fails. Just something that you're playing a game and just something really, really either accidental or something that makes you rage quit, something that negatively surprised you, things along those lines, or, did the power go out, while you're on that final boss or something like that. So we're going to go around and I want to hear you guys' fails. Go Mike, you first.
I'm gonna pass the baton to Paul because Paul, it looks like he wants to tell his fail.
Come on.
Okay, go Paul.
I have been thinking today, knowing that this was the topic, and funny enough, I've been thinking of friends' fails who were playing with me at the time, more than my own. And that's not to say I probably have never had a gaming fail or never realized, oh my gosh, I didn't turn it on, like one of those moments. But for this event, for this task, I just could not come up with one of my own. So I might circle back to me, but I will share a friend's fail in the meantime, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So this was the Xbox 360 launch, and I was camping out with a friend. We were outside of a Walmart, and it was going to open up in the morning, like 7 a.m. or something like that. This was December 31st into New Year's. I just left a New Year's party, and I was like, yeah, let's go camp out at the Walmart for the Xbox 360. So you're looking at, November 2005 or December 31st, 2005 into January. Got the Xbox 360. He was super excited for Perfect Dark Zero. I got Perfect Dark Zero as well because I loved the original on the Nintendo 64. Get home, boot it up, all that stuff, play it. And then he starts texting me throughout the day. Blank this blanking game. This game sucks. What is wrong with this? How the blank do you get past this? I'm like, I'm not gonna mention the name of the person, so I'll just say so and so. What do you mean? Like, I'm in the third area, like in the underground parking lot. I can't get past this. The thing is red on the door, and you got to push it, and it's not working. And what's going on? Bless you. And I'm talking to him, and I feel like I'm a Nintendo Power phone operator when you used to, call a number, a hotline to help you walk through it. Although this was for Xbox 360, and I'm like, hold on, let me go back to that area. And I'm walking by. I'm like, okay. And then you get to this part and just hit A. Just open the door and hit the A button, and the lock will go from red to green or whatever. It's not working. I hate this thing. I wish I never bought it. I'm ready to throw it in the trash. Like, I was like, oh, I'm so frustrated. I'll talk to you later. Maybe I'll buy another controller. So, a few hours later go by, and like, it's not the controller. I bought another controller. I even bought new batteries. And I feel like a blank doing this. And here he just bought the system. He's been relatively like early on in the game, maybe 30 minutes in. This is not a long game in the first place, but he's nowhere into the story. I'm like, I don't think it's a battery issue, dude. It's not working. I can't do it. I'm like, let me go through it. So we ruled out. I mean, this is user error big time when I tell you what it is. It's not the controller. It's not the second controller. It's not the batteries. I'm running through it, and I realized in this gunfight that's kind of before this door opens, you have to crouch because otherwise you're going to get shot. And then I realized, hold on, I crouched and I went to that door. I won't open. I'm like, hey, you're crouched, huh? What do you mean? Well, you crouched with the right click button because he's pushing every button. I'm like, I think it was like right click or whatever. And he clicked it, and all of a sudden he went from being this tall to this tall. He hit the thing. He's like, over the phone, blank and blank. I'm a blank and blank. I was crouched. I bought a second controller. I bought second pair of batteries. I was going back and forth. I've been in this thing. You're halfway into the game. I've been doing this for 7 hours. I regret my life right now that I've been wasting all my time with this. I'll talk to you later. Bye. and that was it. So this became in my group of friends called, if you ever had this moment of like, duh, all you had to do was this. It's called pulling that person's name. So pulling a so-and-so. So later on, like if I had a friend who was in a similar way stuck in, I remember it was like Batman Arkham Origins not Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham City. And I kind of helped him get through something. I was like, you just had to do this. And that's called pulling a. He's like, no, no. I'm like, I might have to change it to pulling a him. It's like, no. Keep it to him. That one was worse. I'm like, that one was worse. So, anyways, big gaming fail. I will try to find out one my own legitimately because I'm sure there is. I'm thinking more of like the friends that have had it, alongside me either in person or over the phone. And this is the one that struck out because it was the biggest one where for like 7 hours into launch day, us both playing the game, picking up at the same time, he just was crouched. And that's why no matter what button he hit, he couldn't open up the door because you had to be higher. And as simple as that. So to this day, I do get a chuckle out of it. And his reaction obviously set it over the top with the expletives, how mad he was. But yeah, that's the one that I have for now. That's certainly a retro fail.
I just while you're talking, I thought about my perfect one. Yeah, and it's not gonna make me look good, but I don't care. It's still a fail. And so this takes place in the 90s. Okay, in the 90s it's a simpler time. Things were still coming out. The Game Boy was coming out, and it was exciting. And then Nintendo dropped another item. The games were coming out constantly. And so I used to visit my cousin's house because that's where the Nintendo was, the NES.
Me too.
And so I started visiting my cousin's house and I came back home sick.
Oh,
And I was like, oh man, I threw up.
oh.
And then the next day I went to my cousin's house again, spent some time, came back home, threw up again. Like what is happening? Is this person sick? I'm like, yeah, I think they're sick. I think I got it too. And so this happened for about 2 weeks. I kept going to my cousin's house. I'm like, are you still sick? My mom was like, she took me to the doctor and everything. And I'm like, you okay? Fever? Yeah, I keep getting dizzy. And this, I just made it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, doctor. I'm sorry, mom, because it's the first time. if you're listening. And so this happened for about 2 weeks. I kept getting sick. And then the big reveal, which is not a big long story. I'll circle back with another one. But what I was doing is I was playing Virtual Boy. And I didn't care how sick it made me. I was just so excited about it because when it came out, the first Virtual Boy, I'm sure they kind of maybe cleaned it up or they improved it as they went on. And I'm sure the NSO version you're gonna get in a couple of weeks, this month, right? Is when it comes out?
Virtual on the 12th.
Yeah. So yeah, next week. So
Yep.
the version you're gonna play next week is probably a little cleaned up, a little more high resolution.
Yeah,
so you don't get sick. But when it first came out, it was like, oh my god, you got dizzy and like because all those red colors. It was pure red. All those flashes of light, and it was especially when you play games with a whole bunch of lines. Mario Tennis. I used to play Mario Tennis. This paintball game, and so every time I played it, I ended up getting dizzy and getting sick and going home. And my mom thought it was contagious or whatever, but I didn't care. I just went back and stayed because I was so like impressed by the the thing back then that I didn't care if I was getting sick every time I played. I'm like, I don't care. I love this. Go back to it. And even when I used to do that, my cousin sometimes he got upset at me because I used to sneak in without permission to play. And one day I was playing Virtual Boy, and I kind of broke it, and then I went out the window, left to my house, and then I told my mom, and I made my mom buy him a new one, which was gonna be my personal one for Christmas, but and so yeah, that's like a double fail. The constantly playing Virtual Boy, even though I know it was gonna make me horribly sick for 2 weeks in a row. Sneaking in to play games anyway, and then breaking it and then sneaking out the window, and he didn't know what happened to it. He passed away. He with us right now. He still doesn't know. So whenever we go to heaven, I'll let him know. I'll just I'll let him know. Hey, it was me who broke your Virtual Boy.
Oh my god.
So that's my one story.
Thank you both for sharing so far. Lily, what about you?
I have 2 stories to share. I guess I'm gonna start with the one that made me, I wouldn't say rage quit, but I decided not to continue playing that game. But I did get back to it. I mean, it was kind of a phase. It was kind of I was very shocked with, the game and everything. And I was like, okay, I think I have to stop this, especially because I was on stream and, having that kind of pressure, knowing that my community is watching. I wasn't very confident about it. So I used to hate, and I used to hate because now I love them, horror games, like not like not survival games. Like Resident Evil has been like I love Resident Evil, Silent Hill, those kind of survival games. They're not really as scary as but for example all those kind of other games where you need to survive with what you have. And I was specifically going to start playing very scary games, and so someone recommended me a game that you might recognize, which is give me just 1 second because someone is sending me stuff and I need to reply back. So the one that I was kind of getting into, a friend of mine recommended me this game, and he was like, "You have to play it. It's super cool. Go and try it." So I did. It was Outlast. So
Ooh.
in Outlast, you have this kind of anxious situation. You feel the dread that you're being followed. You're only carrying a camera. That's it. You can't really defend yourself. You have to go around and things like that. And he was like, "Yeah, it's super cool." So at the very beginning of the game, you end up at this place in a hospital, and this guy who is a reporter needs to get into that hospital. It's a mental institution. It was very like pitch black and dark. And the first thing that you have to do is you have to crawl up all the way and get into a window. But the window, there's no light at all. You can't really do much. So when I was about to get in and I felt the pressure that everybody was watching me, and because you were wearing headsets, because it's one thing for you to be playing like these kind of games on, on a big screen or whatever, and to be wearing headphones, because you can literally hear the kind of stereo sound where you hear all the steps behind you, or, someone breathing on your neck or whatever. And then I just froze. I completely froze. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. So I just completely, instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna play something else," I completely stopped the stream. Like I went completely out. I can't do this. Then I started playing it, and I actually played all the way up to Outlast 2, including the DLC for the Whistleblower. And it was because I wasn't really used to all this kind of anxiety and dread of going through all this kind of survival games. But I absolutely loved it. Afterwards, I was kind of scared of scary movies too. Not anymore though. that kind of was my my test for me to go around my fear. And actually they're super nice, except the latest Outlast. That's a whole different story, but at least all the way up to Outlast 2 I really enjoyed. So that was my frustration on that particular game. But my second story is going to be more like an accident that I feel that everybody has encountered at some point at their gaming life and journey. I was just sitting in front of I'm sitting in front of my television. I recently bought this beautiful game called Twilight Princess. I got it for my GameCube because that was the console that I had back then. I didn't have a Wii. And then for some reason, I always like to start like 2 files. So I started my second file. And on my first file, I think I was all the way up to the Sky Temple, if I'm not mistaken. It was my first playthrough. I have never seen the ending of this amazing game in my life. And then I decided to start playing my second file. And where I'm trying to get to right now. Unfortunately, I was on Orlan Village, which is the, kind of the tutorial of Twilight Princess. And for some reason, when I saved it, I saved and overwrite everything that I had on my first file.
Oh my God.
About 40 hours.
Oh man. Hurts.
I mean,
That hurts my heart.
I know you could argue that it's totally fine. I mean, it's a wonderful game. Of course, I want to play Twilight Princess again, but that was my first time playing it. It was my first time ever. It was back in 2006, and I couldn't resist. I started crying, to be honest with you, because I was like, I can't believe it. Not because I needed to play again, but because I was this close of finishing up the game, and I got very excited because I wanted to know what's going to happen, And yeah, that happened to younger old me. Overwriting game files.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so those are my two kind of retro fails that I can share.
Yeah, that last one was painful.
Yeah, it hurts the same way. Like, every time I talk about it, I'm like, right now it's more like, come on, I can play Twilight Princess probably within 20 hours, it's done. But back then, like we didn't have any like official guides, or we did, but you needed to buy them separately and things like that. It wasn't as simple as just going and Googling it and finding your answer. So yeah, it was painful.
I mean, that happened to me one time when Breath of the Wild DLC came out with the Master Mode, and I wanted to start a new game in Master Mode. I overrid my first game, which was another. And when I started looking for it, I'm like, what is this? Where am I? And I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah,
But,
no.
Yeah, it is painful.
Yeah. Also, one quick thing, guys. I did clarify this directly in the chat too, but I think that people got a little bit confused whether if it's this is pre-recorded or not. We're live right now, but whoever is rewatching this or listening to this in the future might be rewatching a pre-recorded one, not the live one. That's the that I wanted to put it out there because people were like, "Wait, if it's not live, then I'll walk out and then probably we'll watch it again." But that's not the case.
Now we're right now as of the recording of this video, which is what day is it today?
Friday the 6th.
Friday.
It's Friday, right? It's Friday, and so if you're watching on Friday night, then it's we're live. If you're watching it any other time other than Friday night, then it is pre-recorded. We will let you know ahead of time when the episodes are pre-recorded because sometimes we have holidays in which we want to give the crew time off to spend with their families, right? And so we'll let you know this episode is pre-recorded, but we'll be in chat live with you also, kind of hanging out and just kind of chatting with you. Whenever it's pre-recorded, you'll know in advance.
Yep.
Take it away, Joycey.
Okay. And it's so hilarious. I also have a Twilight Princess story. So it'll be
Yay!
it'll be my bonus story and my main story. And also, I commend you, Lily, for trying scary games. I was traumatized at 3. Okay, so I guess this is another story. So I was traumatized at 3 years old when the Thriller video was out.
Oh my God.
And that's when Michael Jackson just
I loved it.
But I was 3 years old. And my dad made me or had me watching that mess from the very beginning because everybody wants to talk about the dance part. You got to remember there was a whole front of that music video, and it was, and they were doing I think the inspiration was Werewolf in London, I think, or American Werewolf.
Yeah.
I forgot which one. But anyway, so y'all remember that's how, because what we see now, if you see anybody playing music videos, is like the short version, just the music part, but there's a whole front section. And when Michael turned into a werewolf, I thought he was going to come and kill me. And so I would sit on the bed and I wouldn't dangle my feet because I thought he was going to be under the bed and he was going to eat my feet. This is 3-year-old logic, y'all. Okay. Yeah. I was a whole adult before I could watch that without like going into a total panic. Okay.
Yeah, I know, that makes sense.
I couldn't enjoy scary movies anytime after that, or games or anything. So anyway, gaming fail. So picture it, 2020. The world is crazy. Y'all know what 2020 was like.
Yeah.
We don't talk about 2020.
We don't talk about that.
It was just a bad dream.
Yeah, it was a totally
it was a 3 long bad dreams, like 3-year-long bad dream. Crazy.
And so I buy Bayonetta. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I remember for some reason I saw her, and this is when I was had gotten back into gaming and I was catching up on Zeldas and Marios and all the other games that I like. And so I was watching, I believe it was a direct, and they were showing something about Smash, but it was one of Sakurai's presents. So I think they were showing like old Smash games when she was in it, and I remember thinking like, who's that? There's this big boot that's just coming out of the air, and she's feisty, and she's dressed in all black. Who is this? So I bought it, and I found out she was Bayonetta, and that's why I bought it. Anyway, so I'm playing Bayonetta 1, and this is my old apartment, and Bayonetta 1 is arguably the hardest of the 3. They take off points for any little thing. You try to heal yourself, you get points knocked off. Like you get looked at by an enemy, you get points knocked off. So for whatever reason, I had it in my mind that normal mode would be too boring, so I put it on hard mode. Why did I do that?
No.
Not like climax, but I hadn't unlocked that, but I somehow had hard mode. I don't even remember how, because I think you have to anyway. So I was on hard mode, and I forgot what level I was. I was somewhere far into the game, and I just had the perfect run of a combo on this really long, very difficult, one of those electric enemies, and I had a hard time fighting them. And in the first game, they're ridiculously hard. And I was just on this combo run. I was getting it. I said, oh, if I beat this one, I'm going to platinum this level. Yes. All right. I don't know what happened, but I got hit. When you get hit, instant loss of your platinum.
No.
I turned into a 5-year-old and I threw that controller at the wall.
Yeah.
I was so angry. And I was like, how did you hit me? I mean, y'all, I was going. I was locked in. I was sitting up straight.
That's a strategy. It always works. Yeah.
And I was sitting up straight and everything. And, my hands had cramped up. I didn't care. Okay.
Aww.
I was going. I only had like 2 or 3 more hits before he was dead. And then he hit me. And then after I threw the controller and said some very, very choice words that I had to repent for later, I said, you know what? This is so not this serious. You are acting like a child. I had to sit down with myself and have a conversation with myself. It's like, it is just a game that you are brand new at. And why don't you just do it again? Okay. That combo worked that time. It'll work again. Okay. So, but ever since then, trying to platinum that game has been very, very, very difficult. That game the first one is very, very hard. And then my quick little Twilight Princess story. This was another, like, I guess, user error maybe. So again, got back into gaming, got a Wii. I've told y'all this story. What made me get back into gaming was Twilight Princess for the Wii. I saw the commercial randomly on television and I was like, what's Link up to? I haven't played a Zelda game forever, blah, blah, blah. And so I literally, like, that weekend I went out and got a Wii, got Twilight Princess. All right. So I'm playing Twilight Princess. I'm reliving the magic of Hyrule and everything. And of course it feels brand new because I got back into gaming after so many years. This is like when I was like late 20s, 30s. And I'm going. I'm having a great time. Yay. Hyrule, blah, blah, blah. Yay, Midna. Okay. And I get to the Temple of Time. Mike, I don't know if you want to listen to the rest of this because it might be a spoiler. I really hope it isn't. But
I'll listen to it. I'll probably forget it after the podcast.
Good. So after this podcast, I want you to totally forget this. Okay.
I'll do like a
Close your eyes.
like a minute black. Pew.
Yes. Close your eyes, Mike. Breathe in and out. Inhale, exhale, and count 3.
I have this little car. I have this little car here. This little car.
Oh, you're distracted. Okay, cool.
And so the little car, when you pull it back, for some reason it rides by itself to the front. I'm like, how?
Squirrel!
This is magic. How is this happening?
All right, perfect, Joycey. Go on. He's distracted.
So, if you are familiar with the Temple of Time in Twilight Princess specifically, let's just say you feel a little itchy after going through the entire temple. But you get Mr. Smashy Smash, so it's all good. So you get the big statue, you get to smash things. It's great. And I get to the final boss room, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I got this. And I'm walking around, and I'm like, I said, oh Lord, I gotta look up. I said, I know it's about to be some mess. It's about to be like, some mess. All right, y'all. I look up. Twilight Arachnid, Argoma. And this wasn't like all the pictures from previous games. Mind you, just getting back into gaming. Haven't played Ocarina of Time yet. Haven't played Majora's Mask yet. Just played, the Link to the Past mainly. And I said, it had an eyeball on it, y'all. I said, nope. Turn the game off. No, I did not save. I just turned the game off.
Oh, man.
Put the Wii control. And I said, the devil is a lie. And I left.
Oh, no.
In case you haven't guessed it, audience, I may or may not have an actual acute arachnophobia. There are reasons I will never visit Australia. I know the people
Oh, yes,
are
no.
wonderful. But there is something about the spiders in Australia that look like basically a final boss. Yeah, so any of my Australian peeps, if you watch, yo, power to you, man. Much respect, because I
That's
can't.
funny.
Y'all be waking up with spiders just in the house, chilling, eating all the food and everything. Okay, and I can't do that. Okay, I got to clean out corners because I don't even like those tiny little baby little dust spiders. And just
Yeah,
Yeah, they're there.
they're adorable. Little ones. Well, yeah. I always protect them. Like, don't kill it unless it's like a he masses one. I'm like, yeah, I'll just take it away.
No.
Outside.
No. Spiders don't pay no rent. They die in my house. Let me tell you. So, yeah. Eventually,
That's right.
after like 4 or 6 months, look, y'all, I got mental issues. I had mental issues. Okay, I was scared. Now I'm like, I would just process it really quickly, so I don't have to look at spiders. I didn't even like them in Skyward Sword either. I was like, they still look a little too real. And for whatever reason, the other spiders that are in Twilight Princess that are also huge, that have the big sculptulas, those didn't freak me out as much because I'm like, no spider looks like that. That's just ridiculous, you know. Our Goma looks like an actual tarantula, and yes,
Yeah, it is.
that's how she was based off of, an actual tarantula. Okay,
Yeah.
no, thank you. But I finally got it together, and months later, I replayed the game. I just started over, knowing
Months later.
yeah, months later. It was like 4 or 6
Months later.
and I knew where that part was, and I said, we're just gonna like get real good at arrows and just shoot it down. You know, you just gotta shoot it in the eye because it's Nintendo.
And then
So-
you need to squash it, which is hilarious. I love that.
I almost wonder, I've never looked this up and I'm going to now, but I almost wonder, you know how after you kill the main body and then Link's like, yay, and putting it sheathing his sword, and then he's like,
Wait a minute.
wait a minute. And it's just the little eyeball that's like,
Yeah, with all the other small spiders or whatever they are, it looks disgusting.
it
You
does
should be
look
chasing
disgusting.
around and just kill it.
But I was so busy laughing at Link's expression that I was kind of like, oh, okay, bye. Okay, fine. And I was-
Yeah, no.
and- yeah. So those are my scary times and certain fails and everything.
Yeah.
Now I've played Twilight Princess several times. It does not bother me now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for
But
the
I do still
HD
speed
port.
through it a little bit.
So I've been waiting for the HD port for a long time now. I think I'm about to give up hope and just
Oh no.
install my Wii U back on and then play it there because I own it on Wii U. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
own,
should play it.
I own Wind Waker, Twilight Princess on Wii U, you know, and so I just might as well play it there, right?
Yeah.
Because waiting for Nintendo to do something that you want is very rare. So
Yeah.
you have to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. You know what? I'm not playing a game right now. I'm gonna start playing Twilight Princess this week.
You should.
Yeah.
Just don't
no,
remember
you should.
anything about this particular part of the
I mean,
You didn't spoil anything,
I
to be honest.
probably forgot already. I remember an eyeball jumping up and down with little spiders. That's all I remember of the conversation.
Yeah.
And so
Okay,
Yeah, no, Joycey didn't really kind of spoil
yeah.
important details. She's
While you were
she's
talking,
okay.
I was just thinking about the Goma over at Tears of the Kingdom and at the depths of the cave, not the cave, the volcano, Death Mountain. You know, it's
Goma was a
Fire
moth
Temple.
at the time, right?
what?
She was a moth, I think, in Tears
It's
of
like
the
it's also like a spider, right? And it has an eye in the middle. You have to kind of
It's a Goma, but it's a marble Goma. And,
Yeah, it's a rock
it's the
one.
one in the Fire Temple. Yeah.
yeah.
Yunobo.
So yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. You kind of just hit the eye and
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it doesn't look as scary as looking, or the realism that Twilight Princess has versus what we're used to on a Zelda game. That's really what.
Yeah.
Because even the golden, the Skulltulas, like the regular Skulltulas, and just the spiders, they look horrible. And I don't have a phobia. I don't have an arachnophobia or anything.
yeah.
But even for me, I was like, okay, they look creepy. I mean, they are. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's not so bad when it's cartoony, even though they still make me
Right.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But Twilight Princess is like fake realism.
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I
fake
mean,
realism, but that boss look. No, y'all just picked that up out of Australia and put it in the game. No.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I wanted to quickly share a little clip of my fail going through Trial of the Swords that I still don't understand what happened. So, if I may,
of course.
I would like to share my screen a little bit so that
Uh-huh.
everybody can see and tell me what the hell just happened, because I have no idea what happened. Like, no clue. So let me just play it.
Let me analyze this.
Yeah, let me just play it.
Yeah, we have two lilies now.
Oh,
Look at my face. Look at my face.
and-
Okay, yeah, you gotta rewind that. Rewind that, because that was hilarious.
But that's the thing. Like, I have all my hearts. I can't believe that a blue Hinox.
Oh, he threw what, his horn at you or something like that?
No, it was a tree. But
A tree trunk?
I can't believe that it took out all of my hearts, because I even had, like, I wasn't even playing this on master mode or anything. It was just a regular one. So I don't know how that happened.
Well, you don't have anything on. You were already, and then he hits you with like a treat.
A tree.
Like
No
the
tree.
tree.
Right, but before that, I was going through a bunch of Liz Alphos and all of that, and I managed, and I had like, I understand, at least you give me one heart, and then I had a lot of meals prepared too.
Huh?
But with one hit, it took all of my hearts. That's what really, like, what? So
Wait,
that happened.
were you at full hearts?
I had
She had full hearts. Yeah,
not
just
full
like
hearts. I had,
Yeah, and you were
Mine is
down
one.
one heart too.
yeah, minus one heart.
but it's
And then you almost had it.
Human
Look at the Hinox life. You almost had it too. You almost killed it.
and then it through that. I was like, no.
So for
And-
those
and you know-
listening- for the listeners on Spotify and Apple, Lily's showing us a clip of one of her fails, which is hilarious. She's on top of a palm tree, and a Hinox throws a tree at her.
And that was
And then-
it. I got
That's
killed.
it.
And
That's
you know
it.
what's even worse is that was the last. I mean, every time that you go on a, kind of a, let's say, a story or a level in Trial of the Swords, and you
Uh-huh.
are about to fight a mini boss,
Yeah.
that means that the next stage is going to be a rest area for you.
Ooh.
Right, so you get into an area where you get fairies, you get ingredients for your meals, you get to rest and recover your hearts or whatever.
Uh.
And I was already playing that for, let's say, for about 30 minutes already in,
Yeah.
going through the trial, and then that happened. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not gonna do this again. I'll just wait and relax and then try it again. So yeah.
You know what's
No.
funny about master mode? Okay, so you know how you have the one hit obliterator. You do that part in the DLC first,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Oh wait, I'm actually conflating two different things. But anyway, that didn't bug me as much. I found that to be a really fun challenge because I'm always joking, especially now that I've been playing games consistently for a much longer period.
Mhm.
I was that part I thought was just a really fun challenge. So I'm like, get hit in Zelda, like who dies in Zelda? Like nobody dies in Zelda. When you're playing just regular run or even master mode, master mode is weird for different reasons. Anyway,
Yeah.
But when I went through the trials, that was anxiety driven. I was
Yes.
sweating, freaking out every time anything hit me, and I had full hearts. And yes, I did cheat, I guess. You know how you eat food or
That's
whatever?
not cheating. That's strategy.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
no,
I would-
absolutely.
The 30-minute, and then in Breath of the Wild, we had Hardy Durians.
Yes.
You know what? If y'all had just said that last week, you would have instantly won that debate.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom doesn't have Hardy Durians. But anyway,
No, it doesn't.
yeah, but I would load up, and it's like if anything hit me, I would just freak out. And I forgot what floor. I think I died like on one of the upper floors, like the middle floors.
Uh-huh.
I was so upset. And I actually enjoyed like fighting Lionels, but I think there's one of the highest
The
levels.
Guardians.
It's like
The
you got a
freaking
room full of
Guardians.
Guardians. No,
Yeah.
but there's another room where you got a few Guardians and you got a Lionel and you got a bunch of Lizalfos and Bokoblins. It's just a bunch of them. And you just have
It's
to
painful. Yeah.
the stress of that room. And I'm not gonna lie, I had at least two or three ancient arrows. I said, I'm
Really?
cheating.
Yeah,
And
we do got hardy lizards where you can cook with animal parts and get that that
Oh,
potion.
there are so many hearty ingredients, but Josie is
Yes.
talking about one particular ingredient
that little
is
fruit,
kind of,
that's like little
kind of
big fruit.
overpowered.
Yeah.
Well, you have the radishes. The radishes
radishes.
give you like,
Hardy.
but those are included. I mean, both of them are in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but the other ones that Joyce is talking about. Can you describe how they look, Joyce?
the hardy durians, they look like the real
Durians.
ones. They were green. They were
Yeah,
fully and they looked like they were spiky fruits. They look
Okay. I remember now. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hardy and durians in real life, from what I understand, don't have the best smell when you first open them, but it's actually one of the tastiest, nutritious fruits. So
Yeah.
never had one. But they gave you so much life when you cooked with them
Mhm.
that I really only needed, I think, like 2 or 3, and then like put in a
In the
dragon
pot.
heart.
Yeah.
Yep, and put it in a pot. It's like 30 minutes of whatever your jam is, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And it gave you extra hearts, even if you were at full hearts.
Yeah, still to this
Well,
day, there are people that are asking me, like, what's the best strategy to go in? Because, of course, if you are a prodigy and you are, amazingly well playing Breath of the Wild, then probably you don't need any of those things. But get
Maybe.
ready, like,
Like me.
get ready, because you do need to have those kind of stats. You have
Yeah.
attack up, you have the hardy and the temporary hearts. My situation here is that I had so many like very little hearts. I
Uh-huh.
needed to complete a lot more shrines for me to get more hearts, because
Yeah.
the temporary hearts, of course, as soon as they hit you, they're gone.
They're
They're
done,
gone
yeah,
until they're gone until you get another potion or elixir or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you really have to come up with this strategy, as well as don't waste your weapons. Like if you're on the first levels and the first camps, just use your bombs. And if you can, like upgrade your stasis as well. Like if you have the stasis plus, it'll stop your enemies from attacking. Like use strategy, because that's the only way that you're gonna go through the trials. Like there's no other way.
I was actually kind of low-key disappointed they didn't have something like that in
And Tears of the
Tears-
Kingdom.
even
Yeah.
just for funsies, because to this day, nothing scared nothing. Actually, I did find another fail. See, remember when I was telling y'all earlier? I was like, I don't have any gaming fails. I don't know.
Oh,
anything.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cave of Ordeals again. Twilight Princess.
All right, my friends, we have reached the end of the podcast
Oh my god, that was an hour.
for
Yeah.
today. Yeah, I mean, the time flies when you're having fun, right? And so, I just want to say one thing. I think if I put effort into lore, I can be a lore master. But I'm more into mechanics, and so I can say this: I'm a master player at Zelda. I'm a very good player. I can say that without pride.
Because you're a real fan.
It's
And you
because
are.
Yeah.
I love. I love to. I've been playing since I was like 5 years old, I think. And so even Mario, I speed through all the games. I'm a very skilled player, and I know how to speed run. And so with Zelda, I love to challenge myself, get 3 hearts, and get all the towers with 3 hearts. Try to defeat as many enemies as I can with 3 hearts. I do it, and it's fun, right? Because I like challenges and puzzles and stuff like that. I don't quit with puzzles. I don't quit. I could be 2-3 hours in one puzzle and just trying over again without even getting upset. Like I said to you, I can be 7 hours at the DMB and it doesn't bother me. so playing over and over again, at least I have that thing. So I promise that by the end of the podcast, I will be closer to a lore master. At the end of the season 5, I will get into more lore and then become I'll join the ranks of Lily Hyrule, Paul Gale, and Joshi J when it comes to Zelda. All right, friends, without further ado, let's introduce one more time the All-Star cast today. They're gonna let you know what they have going on, and then where you can find them. Other than you can see here if you're watching on the screen, you see our new layout where we have the crew on the side. Those are all of their addresses where you can find them at any time. Subscribe. You can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well, because it goes automatically on Google Podcasts once the podcast ends. And then it'll be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts the next day. So, without further ado, Paul Gill, take it away.
I am at Paul Gale Network on YouTube and on X. On X, you could see my opinions on video games, including fact drops on video game sales, which I like to cover quite a bit, like the Nintendo fiscal report that we just had. I break down Japanese Famitsu sales numbers every week. And on YouTube and TikTok and other places, I put up a daily gaming history short of what came out that day in gaming history. And occasionally I do countdowns as well. I will say this, something really cool that I have found out about the gaming history shorts is that so many people find it neat that, like, hey, I didn't know that so-and-so game launched on my birthday. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of the thing. Like, there's 365 days in the year. Everyone will eventually be like, oh, so my birthday lines up with blah. So if you just follow those shorts once a day, it's your coolest calendar ever right there. Yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on. That's who I am, and that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. And take it away, Lily.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much for gifting that membership, Quicksilver, by the way. Thank you on my channel. I appreciate that.
Nice.
So yeah, you can find me as Lily Hyrule on YouTube, of course, or here on Mike's Odyssey channel every Friday, 8:30. And what I have right now going on my channel, I've been doing this kind of gameplay loops every Wednesday. So I just leave it there. So whoever is, working, studying, doing whatever, and they want to put something in the background. I recently started Twilight Princess HD, by the way, all the way up to the Goron Mine. So it's just something that it's just playing there for your pleasure, basically.
Very nice.
It's
Yes.
just me playing, but not live. I know that I've been throwing off a bit some of my community because they think it's live, but I am in the chat though. Like I'm usually like in the chat while I'm working or doing something and just having a quick chat with all of you guys. So that's what I've been doing. And in terms of other content, I've been sharing a lot of memes on the social media, especially Zelda memes. So if you're into that, and if you like those kind of funny interactions, you can find me everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube as Lily Hyrule. And I think that is it. I am currently going to be working on some tutorials for some games too. So
Nice.
Zelda games specifically, but yeah,
That's
probably
very nice.
I'll branch out to other games, but most likely it's going to be just Zelda. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lily, for sharing. And I'm going to take it over to Joycey J, DJ Joycey J. Joycey, where can we find you?
On Twitter. You can find me on Twitter.
Twitter.
And really nowhere else.
Here every Friday.
And I'm at DJ Joycey on Twitter. I know I don't post much anymore. I have had my Twitter for so long. I don't even remember not having it. So, but if you have a Zelda question or want to have a Zelda chat, or send me a Zelda meme, that's where you can find
that's it. That's it.
And of course, every week on the Nintopics podcast, where when I'm talking too much, Mike will interrupt me.
No.
Find a way to tell me to shut up.
No, I don't do that. When have I ever done that? So what's your actual screen name so people can find you? This is a little get confused because I know it's a different name on the bottom, and then your actual screen name.
Oh, it's at DJ Joycey, and my Twitter handle is Professional Demon Aggravator.
Yeah. So yeah, when you look up Joycey DJ Joycey J on X on Twitter, then don't get confused. That's actually the name she chose to be like her actual name on top. So that's still Joycey. And
I
of course,
aggravate demons. That's what I do.
and you can find me here on the channel. On I would say weekly, at the Odyssey. I've been sick over the past couple of days, so content is kind of a little slow. But you know, we're working on cool things. One thing I'm working on, ironically, is a Zelda lore video requested by the viewers, because I recently I released a video where I present the theory, or I present the story of the sleeping Zelda from Zelda 2, her story, right? And because it's a very interesting story, and we don't have a game related to that particular Zelda. We just know the story that is told via the manual, that she's a Zelda. Her brother with his assistant, whatever, magician, whatever, put her to sleep and you know, betrayed her, and then Link in Zelda 2 has to rescue her and, you know, kind of wake her up or whatever. But that story of that particular Zelda has to do with the greatest moment in Hyrule history. Like they were prosperous, right?
Mhm.
And so I made a video kind of theorizing of what that Hyrule could have been like, how Ganon could have been involved in all of that stuff, since it's still a Zelda, right? It's still, and the cool thing about that Zelda is because she's the reason that every other Zelda is called Zelda, because her brother, to honor her, you know, kind of say, you know what, from now on, every woman born in the royal kingdom will be called Zelda. And it's a beautiful story, and I made a video. A lot of you really praised that video. You guys were touched by the theory, and you asked me to make other videos on Zelda, explain the lore, but in story mode, like I did with that one. I went to the forest and I filmed myself in the forest talking about Zelda, which kind of brought it to life a little more. And so I'm working on a series, which is kind of like me teaching myself lore, but also sharing with you as I learn, as I grow, about the lore from the very beginning of Zelda. So that anybody who's actually wants to learn not just, you know, the mechanics and stuff, but also the story, the what Zelda really is, then you guys can enjoy it in story mode, like in story form, with illustrations and animations and very cool cinematic tone. So I'm working on that. If you're listening on the podcast, it might be up already, so check it out. But yeah, I'm working on some cinematic videos. I'm also doing something really cool, Joycey.
I have an idea for us, by the way, but I'm gonna share with you after we go out.
I'm working on a visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
Also on it's an original story in the Legend of Zelda.
Hey, you want to turn mine into my script into a visual novel?
I can do it. Well, I mean, I hired somebody on Fiverr to help me with the illustrations and everything. And so
we'll talk.
We'll talk. And so it's gonna be a series. I've already written 8 episodes. And so I'm gonna be releasing an episode per week once that's completely done. And it's gonna be it's a fan product. It's not lore. It's just a story within, you know, a fan made story. So hopefully that comes to play. Maybe we can turn Joycey's script into a visual novel.
Yeah, and if you need voice actors, I would love to be part of it.
I'll reach out for sure. For real.
Yep.
That'd be awesome. All right, guys. Thank you guys for oh my god, I just got some. I got rewind. My friends, thank you for watching the Nintami podcast. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Next week is Valentine's Day weekend. There's a chance we might have a pre-recorded episode. I'll update you within the week. If not, we'll be live here. But just there's a chance I'll let you guys know beforehand. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Lily Hyrule, Paul Gale Network, and follow Joycey Day at DJ Joycey Day on Twitter. And here at Mike Odyssey on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before we let you go, we got 2 things we gotta let you know. Number 1, never give up. And number 2, the balloons are coming up. Number 2, journey on.
Journey on.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
9 Topics Podcast. Press start, turn it up, let the good times last. Mario, Zelda, memories unlocked from retro to now. Yeah, we love Nintendo talk. We debate, we laugh, we level up the vibe. Newtopians unite, yeah, you're part of the tribe. Every week, every topic, let the fun never stop. It's the